I think most probably it's impact of jet. So hopefully in area 2 more at least, and also the exercise from where numericals will be solved. So in today's lecture we'll cover laminar flow through circular pipes, and before that some topics where both laminar and turbulent will be discussed, and later specifically in more detail laminar flow through circular pipe. So I hope you have downloaded these slides and gone through it. If not, then do it at the earliest. Go through it, and also will be shared with the recording of this later. So you should go through this and try to, in this way, prepare for this topic. And in this, mostly derivations and conceptual things are involved. So you should pay more attention while in the lecture, and also later on at your places you should do these numericals and derivations with your hands, so that you can have the practice, and you can do it when they are asked in the exams. So steady uniform flow through circular pipe, that is our part of it will be discussed today, as I mentioned. So first of all, we should know what is steady flow, what is unsteady flow, what is uniform and non-uniform flow, with examples. What is pipe flow, turbulent flow will be discussed in more in this topic. Velocity of flow and original area of pipe or channel, etc., they remain unchanged with respect to time at any section of the pipe or channel flow, especially velocity, density, etc. So if the velocity is not changing for the fluid flow in the pipe with respect to time at any section, so it is a steady flow, like constant flow taking place through a dam, through a certain pipe. That is an example of it. Unsteady flow, on the other hand, there is a change in velocity, there is a change in density, or there is a change in other fluid parameters. And the particles are the group of molecules, finite masses we call them. So when the fluid particles, they follow the distinct path, they do not intersect each other's path, so it's called the laminar flow. Flow in laminations are sheets, and normally it is at low velocity and high viscosity. And the turbulent flow is at high velocity and low viscosity, and it's the flow in which the fluid particles, they intersect each other's path and do not follow a distinct or constant path. Okay, so coming to our first thing in this topic, that is the Reynolds experiment. So you have already covered this in your lab class, relating to experiment number 1. Mostly the theory has been discussed over here. So first of all, what setup he has taken as far as this experiment is concerned. So Reynolds considered a tank containing water, and the side of the tank was attached with a transparent pipe, and at the end of the pipe we were having the valve to control the flow rate, to change the velocity in the pipe, and also there was a measuring tank to collect the known volume and the time to note down that volume, so that we can measure the discharge and then the velocity, knowing the diameter of the pipe. He also considered another tank having some color liquid or dye, and from this tank with a valve to control the flow of the color dye. At the center of the transparent pipe, a jet of color liquid was injected, and that was the color path line. So, and also the piezometer was attached to measure the pressure head in the pipeline at 2 sections, to note the flood, to note the head loss between the 2 sections. Now, by observing the path of the color dye, a color path line at the center of the pipe, he differentiated between laminar flow. You can see the path line was horizontal, and when the path line partially became curvy, he said this is the time when the laminar flow start to change to turbulent flow. And when the path line is completely disturbed or diffused in water, so it's said that it's a complete turbulent flow, a full turbulent flow is achieved. So this is how इस तरह उसने पाथ लाइन जो थी, इस तरह कलर पाथ लाइन जो बनी थी सेंटर ऑफ पाइप में, उसको ऑब्जर्व करते हुए तीनों फ्लोज को डिफाइन किया, लैमिनार को, ट्रांजिशन को, टर्बुलेंट को। तो ये इसका सेटअप था। इसमें उसने ही measured the discharge by noting the time of collection of noun volume, then he measured the velocity knowing the discharge and the area of pipe, then he measured the Reynolds number Vd over nu knowing the kinematic viscosity of the fluid or the water flowing in, and then by observing the color path line and the changes in that, he observed at what point laminar flow changes to turbulent flow. He noted that velocity, he noted that point, and then he noted also the velocity and the Reynolds number for other changes like from transition to turbulent and vice versa. So this is how overall setup is given and the procedure is mentioned. So purpose of this experiment was to investigate the critical velocity, the velocity at which laminar flow changes to turbulent flow and vice versa, and the critical Reynolds number R and C, where the velocity changes from where the flow changes from laminar to turbulent and vice versa. Secondly, he wanted to investigate the relationship between head loss per unit length, that is hydraulic gradient I, head loss per unit length of the pipe, and the velocity in the pipe. He wanted to know that how these two parameters are related. So procedure he followed, as I mentioned, he found the discharge, measured the discharge by noting the time of collection of noun volume, measured the velocity by Q over A is the area of pipe, cross-sectional area of pipe, measured Reynolds number Vd over nu, and then he measured the head loss by noting the head pressure head at the two piezometers. And it is, we can prove this thing that if you apply the energy equation between these two sections 1 and 2, that is Z1 plus P1 over gamma plus V1 over CK over 2G, and at this Z2 plus V2 over gamma plus P2 square over P2 over gamma plus V2 square over 2G plus HL. So there will be head loss between section 1 and 2. So because velocity in the pipe is same, dia is same, so V1 square over 2G and V2 square over 2G are same. So that will be eliminated from the equation. Z1, Z2 are same because there is horizontal pipe. So head loss between section 1 and 2 will be only difference of the pressure head. So that's what is mentioned over here. Head loss is P1 over gamma minus P2 over gamma. So in this way he measured these parameters and then he investigated the relationship between I and V, and he found by observing the color path line he found VC and RNC. So same thing is explained in the procedure. Consider a tank filled with water having transparent circular pipe of constant diameter connected to one side, as you can see in the figure. So on one side of the tank a transparent pipe is connected, and this is the water tank supplying water to this pipe, and this is a valve to control the flow rate, to change the velocity in the pipe from 0 to maximum or maximum to 0, and there is a curved tank injecting the jet of the colored water inside as a color path line that we can observe. A valve is provided on the pipe to change the velocity or flow rate in the pipe. Another container of liquid colored liquid, some dye, is provided, which injects a dye color path line in the mid of the transparent pipe to visualize the flow condition in the pipe at different velocities. तो जो वैल्व से हम या जो वैल्व से हम वेलोसिटी को चेंज कर सकते हैं जो पाइप पे लगा हुआ है, और जो कलर पाथ लाइन है वो है ताकि हम प्रॉपर एक पाथ लाइन अचीव कर सकें. टू piezometers are attached at two sections of the transparent pipe having length L between them to measure head loss. जैसे मैंने बताया कि अगर हम एनर्जी इक्वेशन अप्लाई करें मीटर का जो हेड डिफरेंस है वही हेड लॉस के बराबर आएगा. Reynolds performed experiment for different values of velocity from 0 to maximum. तो एक उसने जो एक्सपेरिमेंट परफॉर्म किए थे कि उसने 0 से वेलोसिटी शुरू की और बढ़ाता गया, दैट इज कॉल्ड असेंडिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ फ्लो. तो फ्लो जो है वो बढ़ता गया और उस पर उसने वेलोसिटी वगैरह नोट की और बाकी चीज़ें मेजर की. देन ही परफॉर्म द एक्सपेरिमेंट फ्रॉम मैक्सिमम टू 0 वेलोसिटी, दैट इज डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ फ्लो. तो इस तरह उसने एक और सेटअप में एक और जो उसने उसमें ज़ीरो जो मैक्सिमम से 0 डिस्चार्ज के लिए भी इसी को यही प्रोसीजर रिपीट किया. And he visualized the color path line for each this setup experiment. Actually, this is how he fulfill his first objective. He found critical velocity and critical Reynolds number by observing the color path line. Secondly, he plotted the graph between the head loss per unit length, that is hydraulic gradient I and V, on a log paper, and based on that he investigated the relationship between these two parameters to define critical Reynolds number and critical velocity. So this was the graph he made, you can see. So he said that for laminar flow in the pipe, the relationship between I and V was straight line relationship where n is 1, slope of the line is 1. And for turbulent flow, he said that if you use the smooth pipe, the value of n is 1.75, mean it is not the straight line, it is a curve. And if you are using the rough pipe, the value of n is 2, mean the parabolic curve. The main thing he found that when he was increasing the discharge from 0 to maximum, so he found that point B was achieved when the flow changes from laminar to turbulent. So this is the point, critical point. This is called upper critical point. Point B is the upper critical point, and corresponding to this velocity is the higher critical velocity, and Reynolds number is the higher critical Reynolds number. So this arrow shows that it is in the order of increasing flow. Then he found that if you, when he was doing the experiment for decreasing order of flow, mean he started from the turbulent flow, maximum discharge, and then he kept on reducing the velocity to minimum 1. So he found that this point B is not repeated. Actually, there is a point A which is lower critical point, and corresponding to this lower critical point, velocity is lower critical velocity, and the Reynolds number is the lower critical Reynolds number. So he found that when he was doing the experiment in the descending order of flow from maximum to 0 velocity, so actually the critical point where the turbulent flow changed to laminar flow, it was different than point B. The reason may be it is difficult to establish that turbulent flow, or it takes more time to establish the turbulent flow, and similarly once the turbulent flow is there, it takes more velocity reduction to achieve the laminar flow. तो इससे यही शो हो रहा है कि जब laminar flow से turbulent flow में हमने चेंज करना है, पॉइंट बी जो इंडिकेट कर रहा है, तो हमें थोड़ी ज़्यादा वेलोसिटी चाहिए इसको चेंज करने के लिए. इसी तरह जब हमने turbulent flow से laminar flow में आना है, पॉइंट बी ए जो इंडिकेट कर रहा है, तो हमें कुछ ज़्यादा वेलोसिटी या कुछ वेलोसिटी और कम करनी पड़ेगी ताकि हम कंप्लीटली लैमिनार फ्लो पे आ सकें. तो इसका मतलब यही है, रिजल्ट यही है कि लैमिनार फ्लो को अचीव करना और उसको टर्बुलेंट फ्लो को अचीव करना और टर्बुलेंट फ्लो से लैमिनार फ्लो में जाना जो है, उसके लिए हमें एक तरफ ज़्यादा वेलोसिटी चाहिए और एक तरफ कम वेलोसिटी चाहिए इसको करने के लिए. एंड इन बिटवीन एज यू कैन सी देयर इज अ ट्रांजिशन जोन, कि इस पॉइंट ए से पहले from below this point A, this is a complete laminar flow, and after this point C, it's a complete turbulent flow, and in between there may be a laminar and turbulent flow both. So that's why it's a zone of uncertainty, zone of transition. Now based on this, let me discuss the conclusions. So formally conclusions were made from the graph. Number 1, in ascending order of flow, जब flow को बढ़ाया जा रहा है, वैल्यू ऑफ क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर वाज मोर, पॉइंट बी ऑन द ग्राफ. तो जब डिस्चार्ज बढ़ाया जा रहा था उस वक्त जो लैमिनार से टर्बुलेंट में फ्लो चेंज हुआ तो पॉइंट बी पे जाके हुआ. तो ये इसको हम कहते हैं हायर क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर. इसी तरह इन डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ फ्लो, जब फ्लो को कम किया जा रहा था तो वो अचीव द लोअर क्रिटिकल पॉइंट वेयर द फ्लो चेंज फ्रॉम टर्बुलेंट टू लैमिनार. सेकंड उसमें कंक्लूजन ये था कि I is proportional to V for laminar flow, as you can see, where N is 1. So he found that whatever is the type of pipe, for laminar flow, relationship between I and V is straight line, 45-degree line, N is 1. And for turbulent flow, he found that I is proportional to V power N, where N is equal to 1.5 for smooth pipe and 2 for the rough pipe. So this was the conclusion of this experiment. Then based on this, he defined the following terms. Critical point. Critical point is the one where laminar flow changes to turbulent flow and vice versa. Critical velocity on the log of I versus log of V graph is the one corresponding to critical Reynolds number, a critical point where the flow changes from laminar to turbulent and vice versa. Critical Reynolds number is the one in which is corresponding to critical point where the flow changes from laminar to turbulent and vice versa. And for normal condition, its value is 2000, but its value may be different than this for other conditions. Higher critical Reynolds number, critical point is the point B on the graph where flow changes from laminar to turbulent in ascending order of flow. Higher critical velocity is corresponding to higher critical point, and higher critical Reynolds number is corresponding to higher critical velocity and higher critical point. Its normal value is 4000, but up to 50,000 is also achieved depending on the well-maintained conditions relating to pipe roughness and also relating to initial disturbance. Then the lower critical point on the same graph, it is corresponding to, it is point A, where the flow changes from turbulent to laminar in the descending order of flow. Lower critical velocity is corresponding to lower critical point where the flow is changing from turbulent to laminar. Lower critical Reynolds number is the one corresponding to the lower critical point. Then the more important thing is the true critical Reynolds number. अब हमारे पास दो रेनॉल्ड नंबर है, क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर है, एक है हायर क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर और एक है लोअर क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर. अरे अब इनमें से ट्रू कौन सा है या जिसको हम एक्चुअली आगे फर्दर यूज करते हैं वो कौन सा है? सो रिमेंबर दिस ट्रू क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर इज द वन corresponding to lower critical point. तो हमेशा हम जो ट्रू क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर लेते हैं वो लोअर क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर लेते हैं. रीजन इज corresponding to the lower critical Reynolds number, whatever is the type of flow, the flow will be laminar. तो अगर पॉइंट बी के हिसाब से हम कहेंगे क्रिटिकल ट्रू जो रेनॉल्ड नंबर लेंगे हम, तो जो है ए और बी के दरमियान लैमिनार फ्लो हो सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता, बट between A and B there may be laminar flow or not because it is a transition, but below this point A there is always laminar flow. So that's why this is taken as a true critical Reynolds number, because whatever is the flow, whether it is increasing or decreasing order of flow, ascending or descending, below this point A the flow will be laminar. And the true critical Reynolds number is normally taken as 2000, but for a diverging pipe its value may be more, and for converging pipe value value may be more than 2000 and diverging pipe value may be less than 2000, and its value may be as low as 1000 for a very rough pipe. So this is about the Reynolds experiment and the conclusions he made. So if anybody having any question up till now, please ask. What is all about Reynolds experiment, what is experimental setup, what were the objectives of this experiment, and what conclusions he made, and the definitions he made based on this.
सर
Yes.
सर जो डाई ऊपर से हम इंजेक्ट करते हैं पाइप के थ्रू, तो वो जो हमारा पाइप है नीचे हॉरिजॉन्टल, उसके फ्लो को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करती?
हाँ, उसके लिए एक कंडीशन है कि डेंसिटी ऑफ वाटर एंड डेंसिटी ऑफ द स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी ऑफ बोथ शुड बी सेम. दैट इज अ कंडीशन. ठीक है.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Okay, moving forward, next thing is to derive the equation for shear stress. Remember this, in this first topic, Reynolds experiment, we discussed both laminar and turbulent flow. Similarly, in this topic, this is also for both laminar and turbulent flow. So we have to derive the shear stress equation for both. And then after this, we will firstly discuss the laminar flow in detail, and then in the next lecture about the turbulent flow. So we have considered a segment of the pipeline or a pipe having constant diameter d, and it is an inclined pipe making an angle. Its center line is making angle alpha with the datum, which is also the horizontal axis. We have considered two sections of the pipe flow, 1 and 2. At section 1, Z1 is the potential head or the elevation head. P1 over gamma is the pressure head up to hydraulic grade line, and up to energy line V1 or V square over 2G is the velocity head, because velocity is same in the pipe. So V1 square over 2G and V2 square over 2G are same. Similarly, Z2 P2 over gamma, V2 square over 2G or V square over 2G, they are the corresponding elevation head, pressure head and velocity head at section 2. HL is the head loss between section 1 and 2. So this shows the energy heads, and the direction of flow is from 1 to 2. And V is the velocity, average velocity of flow in the pipe. V is the average velocity of flow in the pipe. L is the length between the two sections. Then this is the force diagram. What forces are acting on this control volume of the fluid for this given pipe? So there are three forces acting. One is the pressure force at section 1 and 2, P1A and P2 into A. A is the area of pipe, which is same cross-section area of pipe. W is the weight of the fluid acting downward, which is gamma AL. Gamma is the specific weight, which is weight over volume, and volume, control volume is area into length. So weight is gamma into AL. As per geometry, geometrical you can say rule. So if this angle is alpha of inclined line with the horizontal, so the same will be with the vertical line by this triangle, which is perpendicular to this line. Anyhow, so this is angle alpha. So weight has one component in the direction of flow opposite to the direction of flow, that is sine of alpha. So W sine of alpha or gamma AL sine of alpha is acting opposite to the direction of flow. Another force is the shearing force. Tau naught bar is the average shear stress acting on entire perimeter of the pipe, internal surface of the pipe. And P into L is the area in shear, which is peripheral area, which is wetted perimeter is P, and L is the length of the pipe. So tau naught into PL is a shear force acting opposite to the direction of flow. So these are the forces acting on this control volume of the fluid. Now considering these two figures, we can derive the shear stress equation. Now consider flow of a liquid in a circular pipe of diameter D as shown in the diagram. The center line of pipe makes angle alpha with the horizontal axis. If you consider two sections for the pipe 1 and 2, so we can define Z1 elevation at section 1, P1 over gamma is pressure head at section 1, V1 square over 2G or V square over 2G because velocity same है दोनों पे, is velocity head at section 1. Similarly, Z2 P2 over gamma V2 square over 2G are corresponding values at section 2. ये Z2 आएगा, 1 गलती से लिखा गया है, this is Z2. Liquid flows from section 1 to 2, that is clear, and there is head loss in the pipe over the length L. Tau naught is the shear stress of the pipe wall, gamma is the specific weight of the fluid liquid in the pipe. Now as the liquid is flowing steadily, so considering equilibrium of forces along the direction of flow. So because we are considering the steady flow in this topic, it is understood that the flow is steady. So for steady flow, the forces are in equilibrium. There is no, you can say, acceleration or deceleration in the system. So considering the equilibrium of forces along the direction of flow, we can write the summation of forces along the direction of flow is 0. So we can take all the forces positive in the direction of flow, which is the one P1A1. If you see the diagram, डायग्राम में देखें तो along the direction जो force है वो P1 into A1 या P1A है, और इसी तरह बाकी सारी forces opposite to the direction of force है in the line of action of force. So P2 into A2 tau naught PL minus gamma AL sine of alpha is equal to 0. So these are the four forces actually acting. Two pressure forces, and one is the shear force, and one is the component of the weight opposite to the direction of flow. Now if you divide the whole equation by gamma A, and we know that A1 is equal to A2 into which is equal to A, area of pipe same है, तो यहाँ हम A1 की बजाय A पुट कर दें, A2 की बजाय A पुट कर दें और gamma A से डिवाइड कर दें, we will get P1 over gamma minus P2 over gamma, tau naught PL over gamma A minus L sine of alpha is equal to 0. Now further we can simplify. We know that R is equal to area or perimeter, so we can bring this perimeter to the denominator. we can write area or perimeter over here, and area or perimeter is equal to r. तो जैसे मैंने कहा ये डेरिवेशन खुद से आपने करनी है, तभी आपको ज़्यादा समझ आएगी. तो ये r हमने पुट कर दिया यहाँ पे, ये p जो है ये से नीचे आ जाएगा. सो एरिया और perimeter is r, so it will be tau naught L over gamma r. We also know that r is area or perimeter. Area of pipe is pi r naught square, and perimeter is 2 pi r naught. R naught is the radius of the pipe, so it will be r naught by 2. So hydraulic radius of the pipe is equal to half of the radius of pipe. And also we know sine of alpha. If you look at this diagram, so what is sine of this triangle? Right triangle. So this is the right triangle. This is vertical, which is z2 minus z1, and this is hypotenuse, which is L. So vertical over hypotenuse, that is sine of alpha. So sine of alpha will be z2 minus z1 over L. So we can put this in this equation. So it will be P1 over gamma minus P2 over gamma. Instead of this R naught, we can put R naught, small r naught by 2. So this 2 will go up. So 2 times tau naught L over gamma R naught minus L. Instead of sine of alpha, you can put Z2 minus Z1 over L. L will be cancelled. So remaining and rearranging the term, we can write Z1 plus P1 over gamma. These are the positive terms. And taking negative outside, minus 1 outside, will be Z2 plus P2 over gamma. And this is called as the difference of the static head is equal to 2 tau naught L over gamma R naught. This is called as the, the other term. This one will come on the other side. Now if you apply the energy equation between section 1 and 2, यहाँ पे अगर आप energy equation लगा लें, it will be Z1 plus P1 over gamma plus V square over 2G. This will be Z2 plus P2 over gamma plus V2 square over 2G plus HL. V1, V and V velocity is same, so these two terms will be cancelled. And Z1 plus P1 over gamma and Z2 plus P2 over gamma. So difference of these two will give you the head loss. Same is over here. We know that applying the energy equation, Z1 plus P1 over gamma minus Z2 plus P2 over gamma is equal to HL. So if you put finally, we get head loss in circular pipe is given by this 2 tau naught L over gamma R naught. And in terms of tau naught, we can write gamma R naught HL over 2L or gamma HL over 2L into R naught, because gamma is given for a liquid fluid, HL is for a given reading or observation, it is constant, L is the given length of the pipe. The only thing that will vary the tau naught is R naught. So it shows that R naught is proportional to tau naught is proportional to R naught. Similarly, based on this, this is the wall shear stress or boundary shear stress, and this is the radius of the pipe. Now, if you look at this diagram, this is R naught, radius of, these are the walls of the pipe. ये pipe की wall है. This is the center line of pipe. From center line to wall, this is R naught. And at R naught, we know the shear stress is tau naught. But if you want to find tau, the shear stress at any radial distance R from the center line. So center line पे किसी भी radial distance R पे जो shear stress है, that is tau, this is called as local shear stress. ये तो उसकी maximum shear stress है tau naught, और in between center line and boundary किसी भी point पे जो shear stress है, that is tau at any radial distance R. तो दैट विल बी, अगर इसी फॉर्मूले को देखा जाए तो tau नॉट जो है वो R नॉट से जो है वो रिलेट हो रहा है. सो tau विल बी रिलेटेड टू R. So tau will be gamma HL over 2L into R, where R is the any radial distance from the center line between center line and the pipe wall on either side of the center line. Tau is the local shear stress at any radial distance R from the center line of the pipe. Now further we can write tau naught over R naught की जो ratio है, that is equal to ratio of tau over R by considering the similar triangles. R नॉट पे tau नॉट है और R पे tau है, तो ये दो ट्राइंगल बन जाएंगी. एक ये वाला ट्राइंगल है आउटर और एक है इनर ट्राइंगल. तो इन दोनों को ले लें तो हम ये लिख सकते हैं कि tau नॉट ओवर R नॉट is equal to tau over R, and therefore tau, the local shear stress at any radial distance R between center and the pipeline wall of pipe, that is given as R over R naught into tau. तो ये फॉर्मूला अपने ज़हन में रखना है. Now based on this formula we can plot this diagram. This is the shear stress diagram for circular pipes. Shear stress distribution diagram for circular pipes. So it is a mirror image of the diagram on either side of the center line. तो सेंटर लाइन के दोनों तरफ एक ही तरह की डायग्राम बनेगी. ये ऐसे बन रही है और ये इस तरह बन जाएगी, होगी ये सेम डायग्राम. So if you put r is equal to r naught, we get this tau is equal to tau naught. ये पॉइंट आ जाएगा. And if you put r is equal to 0, यहाँ r 0 है, so tau will be 0. तो ये पॉइंट आ जाएगा. If you join them with the linear line, straight line, so this will be the shear stress distribution for circular pipe. Similar is the case for other side. So in this way we can make this shear stress distribution diagram. Why we have joined with this straight line, a linear line? Because if you see, tau is proportional to r power 1. So that's why relationship between tau and r is the linear relationship. Now further moving this derivation, we also know that the frictional loss in a circular pipe is also given by Darcy-Weisbach. This is small I, Weisbach, Darcy-Weisbach equation. It's a famous equation. You have also, I think, learned this in FM1 course, sorry. तो ये बड़ी मशहूर इक्वेशन है जो कि आमतौर पे हम फ्रिक्शन लॉसेस फाइंड करने के लिए पाइपलाइन में यूज करते हैं. So head loss is FL V square over 2GD. This is another equation of the head loss in the circular pipe. तो एक इक्वेशन हमारे पास ये आई थी, HL is 2 tau naught L over gamma R naught, और एक इक्वेशन हमारे पास ये आ गई है, इक्वेशन 4. So if we compare equation 4 and 2, we can write 2 tau naught L over gamma R naught is FL V square over 2G 4G R naught. So you can simplify it. L जो है इसमें एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा, इसमें G इधर आ जाएगा, और if you write in terms of tau naught over gamma over G, R naught cancel हो जाएगा. That will be FV square over 8. 2 into 4 into 8. That will be 8. We know that gamma over G is equal to rho, density. So finally, this equation that you have to keep in mind, equation of shear stress for laminar and turbulent flow, दोनों के लिए applicable है. That is tau naught over rho under root is equal to FV square over 8. Tau naught is the wall shear stress, rho is the density of the fluid, F is the friction factor of the pipe, V is the velocity of flow, average velocity of flow in the pipe. So this equation you have to keep in mind. It will be used in the derivation and in the numerical solving also. So any question up till now before I move to the next part? अब तक किसी का क्वेश्चन है पूछ ले. अब तक हमने रेनॉल्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट को डिस्कस किया है, उसकी जो फाइंडिंग्स थी, उसकी जो ग्राफ था उसको डिस्कस किया है, कुछ डेफिनेशन को डिस्कस किया है, और उसके बाद हमने शेयर स्ट्रेस को डिराइव किया है. शेयर स्ट्रेस की डायग्राम कैसे बनानी है पाइप फ्लो के लिए या पाइप के लिए, वो हमने डिस्कस की है. तो अब तक किसी का क्वेश्चन है वो पूछ लें. एनीबॉडी हैविंग एनी क्वेश्चन अप टिल नाउ, प्लीज आस्क. यस, क्यों भी सबको समझ आ गई है, किसी को समझ नहीं आई? ये दो ही हो सकती है ना चीज़ें. क्यों भी सी आर तुम्हारा ख्याल है?
सबको आ गई समझ.
चलें, that's good. Okay जी, moving further, up till now we have discussed laminar and turbulent flow both. तो यहाँ तक हमने दोनों को डिस्कस किया है, इसमें कोई डिफरेंशिएशन नहीं की. From now on up to the end of today's lecture we will discuss laminar flow in circular pipe. तो अब हमने स्पेसिफिकली लैमिनार फ्लो की चीज़ें जो है वो डिस्कस करनी है. लैमिनार फ्लो को डिटेल से डिफाइन करना है, उसके मुख्तलिफ जो डेरिवेशंस हैं, आगे जो उसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं वो हमने डिफाइन करनी है यहाँ पे, और उसके बाद उसी से रिलेटेड न्यूमेरिकल्स होंगे कुछ. सो लैमिनार फ्लो इन सर्कुलर पाइप दैट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद नाउ. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू डिराइव द एक्सप्रेशन फॉर वेलोसिटी इन लैमिनार फ्लो. अब वेलोसिटी में हमारे पास एक तो ये u है, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ लोकल वेलोसिटी एट एनी रेडियल डिस्टेंस r फ्रॉम द सेंटर लाइन. एक है हमारे पास मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी vc, abc में डिराइव इसका भी एक्सप्रेशन आ जाएगा, और एक है हमारे पास एवरेज वेलोसिटी. ये तीन तरह की वेलोसिटीज़ हैं लैमिनार फ्लो में जो हमने जिनके एक्सप्रेशन निकालने हैं या उसकी प्रूफ करना है. एंड this is the typical laminar velocity profile for the circular pipe. This is already we have discussed the shear stress distribution in circular pipe, and this is the laminar velocity profile in circular pipe. अब हमने ये चीज़ देखनी है, प्रूफ करनी है लेटर कि ये जो कर्व है, वन थिंग इज द वेलोसिटी प्रोफाइल इन लैमिनार फ्लो इज पैराबोलिक. पहली चीज़ तो आप ये ध्यान में रखेंगे ये पैराबोलिक होती है, ये हम बाद में प्रूफ करेंगे इसका. दूसरी चीज़ ये है द velocity is maximum at the center line of pipe. This is called center line velocity or maximum velocity. And average velocity, ये भी हमने later on prove करना है, is half of center line velocity. तो इसमें तीन velocities हैं. एक one is local velocity which is at any radial distance r from the center line. That is expression we have to derive. Then the maximum velocity which is at the center line of the pipe and the average velocity which is half of the maximum velocity. ये हमने आगे steps में prove करना है, आगे slides में proof इसका दिया गया. So let us start with the velocity profile in laminar flow. So first of all, actually we have to find what is the shear stress in laminar flow. We know that according to Newton's equation of viscosity, for laminar flow, the tau is mu times d over dy. This is the Newton's equation of viscosity that you have studied in your FM1 course. Now, what is du over dy? It is called as the rate of change of velocity or velocity gradient. And how it is velocity gradient, how it is defined? So this is defined by this diagram. We have a fixed plate and we have a moving plate. In between them, some liquid is filled, some fluid is filled. So this plate is moving with under the force F with respect to the fixed plate. And we know that near the fixed plate velocity, when this plate is very close to the fixed plate, its velocity will be lesser. And as we are moving away from this fixed plate, जैसे जैसे ये जो moving plate है, fixed plate से दूर जाती जा रही है, ये distance y बढ़ता जा रहा है, the velocity is increasing. For example, at any distance y1, from this plate, the velocity is u1, and at any distance y2 which is more than y1, the velocity is u2 which is more than u1. So du is u2 minus u1 and dy is y2 minus y1, and du over dy is the rate of change of velocity or velocity gradient. So it is clear from this diagram that with the increase in distance, velocity is increasing. जैसे जैसे हम y1 पे velocity कम है, y2 पे ज़्यादा है, इस तरह y3 पे और ज़्यादा होगी. With the increase in y, velocity is increasing. That's why du over dy is positive. So velocity gradient is positive in this equation. It is actually tau is equal to plus mu du over dy, because plus is du over dy is positive because u is increasing with y. Now if you want to apply the same फॉर द पाइप फ्लो, हम अज्यूम करते हैं कि ये पाइप की वॉल है और ये इसकी सेंटर लाइन है. फॉर एग्जांपल, ये कोई भी डिस्टेंस r है फ्रॉम सेंटर लाइन और इस पे वेलोसिटी u है, यहाँ वेलोसिटी थोड़ी और होगी. एनी हाउ, सो इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई द सेम फॉर द पाइप फ्लो, कंसिडरिंग दिस एज द सम फिक्स्ड बाउंड्री and maybe this as any distance r or maybe some center line. So between the boundary of pipe and the center line, velocity is varying. As you can see, between the pipe wall and the center line, velocity is varying. So if you see this diagram, for example, we say that this fixed line and this fixed is the center line, for example, and this is the pipe wall. What is happening in this diagram? With the increase in y, velocity was increasing, but if you see this diagram, with the increase in r, जैसे हम r बढ़ा रहे हैं, velocity is decreasing. So it means that the velocity gradient for the pipe flow is negative. So du over dr is negative as the velocity is decreasing with the increase in r. So Newton's equation of viscosity for pipe flow will be tau is minus mu du over dr, where minus sign indicates that u is decreasing with r. तो यही फार्मूला, यही कॉन्सेप्ट हमने पाइप फ्लो के लिए जब अप्लाई किया तो यहाँ प्लस की बजाय नेगेटिव साइन आएगा, और y की बजाय हमने r ले लिया चूँकि हम r डिस्टेंस ले रहे हैं। सो डी यू और डी आर नेगेटिव है चूँकि u जो है r के साथ कम हो रही है। सो दिस इज द equation of shear stress for laminar flow. We also know that further we can write tau is minus mu du dr, and we also know that tau is gamma hl r over 2l. तो हमने पिछली डेरिवेशन में ये डिराइव किया है कि गैमा जो tau है, जो लोकल shear stress है किसी भी डिस्टेंस r पे, that is gamma hl r over 2l. So comparing equation 2 and 3, we can write minus mu d over dr is equal to gamma hl r over 2l. So if you write this equation in terms of du, so du will be minus gamma hl over 2l into mu into r into dr. Now if you integrate this equation on both sides, so we can get that velocity u, and this is constant minus gamma hl 2l mu, and integration of r into dr is r square by 2 plus c. Because it is indefinite integration, so there will be constant of integration in the equation. Further, we can simplify it. So ये 2 को इससे multiply कर दें, so this will become u is minus gamma hl over 4l into mu into r square plus c. We can replace this gamma hl over 4l into mu with k, so we can write u is minus kr into kr plus c, kr square plus c. Now if you apply, we can find the value of c by applying boundary condition. We have two boundary conditions over here. Number one, when r is equal to 0, u is equal to u maximum. तो जब r 0 है, अगर आप फिगर देखें तो जब r 0 है, यहाँ पे है, सेंटर लाइन है, तो u है u maximum के बराबर है, maximum velocity है. So you can put this in equation 5. तो equation 5 में u की बजाय हम u maximum पुट कर दें और r की बजाय हम 0 पुट कर दें. So c will be equal to u maximum. Now if you put the value of c in the equation back to equation 5, so we can write u is equal to minus gamma hl over 4l into mu r square plus u maximum. Similarly, we can find the value of u maximum by applying another boundary condition, that is when r is equal to r naught. तो जब r जो है r naught के बराबर है, अगर आप इस फिगर को देखें, r naught के बराबर है, तो u जो है वो 0 होगी. So when r is equal to r naught, u is equal to 0. तो इक्वेशन 6 में ये पुट कर दें, u 0 आ जाएगा, r naught के बराबर आ जाएगा, तो u maximum will be equal to gamma hl 4l mu into r naught square या k r naught square. U maximum is k r naught square. Now put the value of u maximum in equation 6. So finally we get this equation for the local velocity in laminar flow. That is minus gamma hl over 4l into mu r square plus gamma hl over 4l mu into r naught square. So if you replace this with k, so u is minus kr square plus kr naught square, taking k out, so u is r square minus r naught square minus r square. तो आपने ये इक्वेशन 7 या इक्वेशन 8 को जेर में रखना है, याद रखना है इसको. So now in this equation if we see there is r power 2, so it means that the velocity in laminar flow is based on second power of r. So it means that the velocity profile in laminar flow is parabolic, second degree curve. So this is a proof that the laminar velocity profile is parabolic because velocity of flow in the velocity in the laminar flow is linked with the second power of the r. So this is how we can prove this and we can make the diagram. अब अपने अगर डायग्राम बनानी हो, ये वाली डायग्राम जो है, तो इसमें कैसे बनेगी? When you put r is equal to r naught, u will be 0, and when you put r is equal to 0, you get u is equal to u maximum. तो ये दो पॉइंट आ जाएंगे, ये वाला और ये वाला. You can join them with the second degree line. इसी तरह आप दूसरी साइड पे बना सकते हैं, join them with second degree line. So this will be the second degree parabolic curve as the velocity profile in laminar flow. So up till now anybody having any question? ये भी क्लियर है कि वेलोसिटी प्रोफाइल जो लैमिनार फ्लो में जो है वो पैराबोलिक क्यों होता है, उसकी रीज़न मैंने बता दी है, इक्वेशन है उसकी डिराइव जो हमने की है. और इसको बनाना कैसे है कर्व, इसको कि दो पॉइंट हम ले लें जहाँ हमें r की वैल्यू पता है, r naught और r 0. तो वहाँ पे वो पॉइंट्स को सेकेंड डिग्री लाइन से मिला दे तो हमारे पास दोनों तरफ सेंटर लाइन के ये डायग्राम बन जाएगी जी। एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम योर साइड अप टिल नाउ? So again you have to do this derivation by hands so that you can understand this in a better way, and you can reproduce it, do it when it is asked in the exams. Now moving further, जैसे मैंने कहा कि अब हमने u की वैल्यू, u का एक्सप्रेशन निकाल लिया है, u मैक्सिमम का भी निकाल लिया है, अब एक रह गया है एवरेज वेलोसिटी निकालनी है लैमिनार फ्लो में। और इसका ये है कि एवरेज वेलोसिटी इन लैमिनार फ्लो इज हाफ ऑफ द सेंटर लाइन और मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी, ये चीज़ हमने प्रूव करनी है। सो रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन एवरेज वेलोसिटी एंड यू मैक्सिमम इन द लैमिनार फ्लो। अब इसको निकालने की ज़रूरत क्या है? व्हाट इज़ द रीज़न? रीज़न ये है कि व्हेन एवर वी नीड टू फाइंड डिस्चार्ज इन द पाइप वी मोस्टली यूज द एवरेज वेलोसिटी। So that's why we need to know what is the average velocity in the semi-laminar flow. So for this we can consider a circular pipe of diameter d and radius r naught. We can consider the shear stress distribution at any and we can consider the differential element of the fluid, which is ring-like in shape, annular, ANNULAR, annular or ring-like in shape, having thickness dr and distance r from the center line, and at distance r from the center line the shear stress is tau, and corresponding to this r, if you draw the velocity profile for laminar flow, at the center we have the maximum velocity, at distance r we have the velocity u, and the average velocity in the pipeline for laminar flow is half of center line velocity, that we have to prove. So same thing explained over here. Consider an element of the fluid which is annular, ring-like in shape, at a radius r. Let the thickness of the element is dr, and dA is the area of the element, and u is the local velocity corresponding to the element. Let dq is the discharge through the element. dq क्या होगा? u into dA, velocity into area of the element, and dA is 2 pi r into dr. What is dA? It is 2 pi r periphery, that is perimeter, into r into dr, that is the area of the element, differential area of the element. We can put the value of u from the previous derivation जो अभी हमने derive की थी u की, so we can write dq is gamma hl over 4l into mu. तो ये जो hl है ये इसमें यहाँ पे सब में आएगा, इसको मैं इसको यहाँ सही कर देता हूँ. दिस इज HL हेड लॉस, नॉट H into L, ये लेंथ नहीं है, HL है. तो इस तरह dq का हम फॉर्मूला लिख सकते हैं, दैट इज u इंटू डी ए. यू की हमने वैल्यू पुट कर दी जो हमने अभी डिराइव की था इक्वेशन, और एरिया की वैल्यू यहाँ पुट कर दी हमने. Further, dq is if you multiply this with this term, so this will be यहाँ 4 है, यहाँ 2 मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है, so 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. पाई इधर आ जाएगा, so it will be pi into gamma HL over 2L into mu. These are the constants. You can multiply r inside, so it will be r naught square into r minus r square into r, that is r cube. Now if you integrate to find the total discharge for the entire cross section of the pipe from 0 to r naught. So if you apply the integration, यहाँ integration का sign आएगा, so rho integration into dq will be q, and then integration of the other term, this is the constant, ये बाहर आ जाएंगे, pi gamma HL over 2L into mu. Integration will only be for this term, so integration of r square, r will be r square by 2, and integration of r cube will be r by 4 over 4, and limits are 0 to r naught. Putting the limits, we get within the bracket we get r naught power 4 by 2 minus r naught power 4 by 4. So r naught power 4 by 2 minus r naught power 4 by 4, the answer is r naught power 4 by 4. So finally we get q is equal to pi r naught square into gamma HL over 8L into mu. Or in terms of diameter, we know r naught is d by 2 and r naught power 4 is d by 16. So 16 into 8 is 128. तो रेडियस की फॉर्म में जो डिस्चार्ज है वो ये है, और डायमीटर की फॉर्म में डिस्चार्ज जो है पाई डी बाई 4 इंटू गैमा एच एल ओवर 128 एल इंटू म्यू। सो ये डिस्चार्ज आ गया। वी नो दैट द एवरेज वेलोसिटी इज क्यू ओवर ए। तो क्यू ये है डिवाइड बाय एरिया ऑफ द पाइप पाई आर नॉट स्क्वायर। सो आर नॉट पावर 2 और आर नॉट पावर 4, तो ये बाकी रह जाएगा आर नॉट पावर 2, गैमा एच एल पाई कैंसिल हो जाएगा ओवर 8 इंटू एल इंटू म्यू। फर्दर वी कैन री राइट 8 की बजाय हम लिख सकते हैं 1/2 इंटू गैमा एच एल ओवर 4 एल म्यू इंटू आर नॉट स्केल। दिस इज कॉल्ड द यू मैक्सिमम। अभी हमने डिराइव किया था। तो यू मैक्सिमम किसके बराबर है? दैट इज गैमा एच एल ओवर 4 एल इंटू म्यू इंटू आर नॉट स्केल। तो यहाँ पे भी यही आ रहा है। So it means that the average velocity in the laminar flow is half of center line velocity. तो इस तरह आप इसको प्रूव कर सकते हैं। Then we need to find the friction factor for laminar flow. We know that velocity in average velocity in laminar flow is gamma r naught square gamma h over 8l into mu, or in terms of diameter it is d square gamma h over 32 into l into mu, and in terms of head loss it is 32 mu lv over gamma d square. This is called as Hagen-Poiseuille equation. This is the equation of head loss in laminar flow. Equation of head loss in laminar flow, which shows that head loss is proportional to v power 1. And this equation only involves properties of the fluid and the pipe, length of pipe, viscosity of pipe, gamma of what fluid, diameter of pipe. It does not involve any experimental or empirical factor like the friction factor. जैसे ये इक्वेशन है इसमें फ्रिक्शन फैक्टर होता है लेकिन इसमें नहीं है। तो ये इस इक्वेशन की कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर्स हैं कि इसमें कोई फिजिकल पैरामीटर नहीं है और ना इस इक्वेशन में हेड लॉस जो है वो v के प्रोपोर्शनल है। हैगन वाज अ जर्मन साइंटिस्ट। ये पेज नंबर 211 चैप्टर नंबर 8 ऑफ डॉफर्टी पे ये लिखा हुआ है सारा। Hagen was German scientist. He worked on flow through the small tubes, and Poiseuille was the French scientist who worked on the flow through capillary tubes and related that with the blood flow in the veins. तो इसको रिलेट करके उन्होंने ये फार्मूला दिया था। We also know that according to Darcy-Weisbach equation, head loss is FL v square over 2GD. F is the friction factor, L is the length of pipe, V is the velocity in the pipe, average velocity, D is the diameter, D is the acceleration due to gravity. So comparing equation 1 and 2 we can write, and rewriting it, so finally we can get this. Friction factor is 64 over Rn. ये आपने खुद से करना है, बड़ा इजी है, इसको कर लें। और गैमा और जी जो है, जी इधर आ जाएगा, गैमा और जी रो के बराबर है, BD over nu, rho BD over nu is Rn. So friction factor is equal to 64 over Rn for laminar flow. This is only valid for laminar flow. तो laminar flow में जो friction factor है पाइप का वो होता है 64 over Rn. Rn is the Reynolds number, and this is the linear relationship. If you draw the graph between f on y-axis and r on x-axis, so we will get the linear decreasing trend line, linear trend line downward. That is, with the increase in Rn, f will decrease. So up till now, anybody having any question? So we have up till now in the laminar flow derived the equation of velocity, and based on that we have come to know that the velocity profile is parabolic, and how to plot it, that I have discussed. We have found the relationship between average velocity and centerline velocity in laminar flow, that is, average velocity is half of centerline velocity, and we have expression for friction factor for laminar flow, that is F is equal to this point. Anybody having any question? किसी का क्वेश्चन है वो पूछ ले। तो ये मैं 5 मिनट बाद दोबारा शुरू करता हूँ, तब तक जो है आप इस स्लाइड को गो थ्रू कर लें, या किसी से क्वेश्चन है वो पूछ ले। 5 मिनट की यहाँ ब्रेक लेते हैं, उसके बाद फिर आगे हम डिस्कस करेंगे। तो जैसे मैंने बताया कि डेरिवेशन आप खुद से करेंगे तो आपको आएंगी, तो उसको आपने खुद से करना है, एक प्रॉपरली जो है डायग्राम्स बना के, और ये कहाँ से रिलेशनशिप आए हैं मुख्तलिफ वो आपने, और कहाँ से सिंप्लीफाई स्टेप किए हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे है कि किस तरह कौन कौन सी चीज़ कैंसिल हो रही है, और दोबारा फिर फाइनली हम ये चीज़ फाइंड कर रहे हैं. सो दिस थिंग यू हैव टू डू so that you can understand it in a better way. क्यों भी कोई बता सकता है कि हम एवरेज वेलोसिटी क्यों फाइंड करते हैं, क्या रीज़न है? अभी हमने डिराइव किया ना एवरेज वेलोसिटी, तो इसको फाइंड करने का क्या रीज़न है या कहाँ इसकी ज़रूरत पड़ती है?
डिस्चार्ज के लिए जो हम वेलोसिटी यूज़ करते हैं वो एवरेज होती है।
यस, टू फाइंड द डिस्चार्ज इन द पाइपलाइन, या इवन जो हेड लॉस भी हम निकालते हैं ना, जैसे यहाँ पे देखें हेड लॉस निकालना है हमने, या इसी तरह हमने फ्रिक्शन फैक्टर निकालना है, उसके लिए भी रेनॉल्ड नंबर. तो मोस्टली आप देखें तो एवरेज वेलोसिटी यूज़ हो रही है, दूसरी वेलोसिटी यूज़ नहीं होती, इसलिए जो ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है वो एवरेज वेलोसिटी यहाँ पे निकालें, इसलिए हमने इसको फाइंड किया. Okay ji, let us discuss the other remaining thing in this lecture, that is the entrance conditions for laminar flow. अब इसका बैकग्राउंड पहले समझ लें. Actually, when a laminar flow enters into a pipe, so right at the start it is not a fully developed laminar flow. तो जब भी किसी भी पाइप में लैमिनार फ्लो होगा और जैसे ही फ्लूइड एंटर होगा पाइप में, तो स्टार्ट से लेके कुछ लेंथ तक जो है वो लैमिनार फ्लो जो है अनएस्टेब्लिश्ड होगा वो फ्लो लैमिनार ही, लेकिन फुली एस्टेब्लिश लैमिनार फ्लो नहीं होगा। या दूसरी तरह हम कह सकते हैं कि जो वेलोसिटी प्रोफाइल है वो फुली डेवलप्ड लैमिनार वेलोसिटी प्रोफाइल नहीं होगा। सो व्हेनेवर a fluid will enter the pipe with laminar flow, so it will take certain, it will cover certain distance of the pipe length before we get the true laminar velocity in the pipe. And from entrance up to this point or this section, this is called as the unestablished flow. The length is called L dash, is called the developing length, and the velocity profiles are called as the developing or unestablished velocity profiles. And within this portion, the laminar flow is divided into two parts. One is near the wall, this one, this triangular like portion, this is called as a boundary layer. And there is a central portion, this cone like portion, which is called central frictionless cone. So this diagram shows that there is a pipeline of constant diameter d having a rounded entrance attached with a tank or a reservoir. From the tank or reservoir, water is entering to this pipe having rounded entrance to reduce or minimize the entrance losses. Now section A is just at the start of the pipe where the fluid is just entering. So at this section, because the fluid is just entering, there is no contact or no friction developed between the fluid and the wall of the pipe, internal wall of the pipe, and the velocity of all the fluid particle is same, indicated by this rectangular velocity profile. When the fluid moves from section AA to BB, so now because of this movement are covering this length, there is some friction developed between the wall and the fluid. So as a result, as you see in this portion on both sides, at the wall velocity becomes 0 and it gradually increases as we are having a more distance y from the wall. So this is, it means there is velocity gradient over here. Within this distance y on both sides of the near the wall, there is velocity gradient. Velocity जो है vary हो रही है 0 से some value. And then again within this central portion, अब ये reason क्या है velocity variation की? Because up to distance y from the wall on both sides, frictional stresses, friction has been developed, and for this central portion, still it is unaffected by the frictional effect. Frictional or shearing stress has not penetrated this portion. Further in C, more frictional stresses have penetrated and less area is remaining with no frictional stresses. More velocity gradient, more shear stress. And when we reach to the section AB, the whole or entire cross section of the pipe is under the effect of frictional stresses or shear stresses, and there is velocity gradient taking place on the entire cross section on either side of the center line, and we achieve the fully developed parabolic velocity profile, and beyond this section it's the established or fully developed laminar flow. तो ये इसकी explanation है, यही चीजें आगे text में बताई गई हैं. So consider a pipe of uniform diameter d with a rounded entrance. Flow is laminar in the pipe. Now consider section AA where water is just entering the pipe. There is no frictional effect due to the pipe wall, and velocity of all the fluid particle will be uniform across entire cross section or diameter, indicated by rectangular velocity profile at this section. तो ये बताया गया है कि यहाँ पे रेक्टेंगुलर होगा velocity profile, चूँकि velocity तमाम तरफ सेम है, अभी तक कोई फ्रिक्शनल इफेक्ट्स नहीं आए. Now consider another section BB. At this section, friction is offered by pipe wall to the flow. Velocity of water at pipe wall becomes 0 and it increases along the distance y extended from the pipe wall. Beyond this, frictional effects will not penetrate as shown in the velocity profile of this section. तो इसमें देखें तो यहाँ वेलोसिटी 0 है, जैसे जैसे हम डिस्टेंस y बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं वेलोसिटी बढ़ती जा रही है, और उसके बाद आफ्टर डिस्टेंस y दोबारा से जो है रेक्टेंगुलर प्रोफाइल है, यानी कि इधर फ्रिक्शनल इफेक्ट्स नहीं आए. Similar is the case for section C, where further penetration of frictional effects takes place. The laminar flow at this section is divided into two portions, boundary layer and central frictionless cone, जैसे उस फिगर में दिखाया गया है. Boundary layer is the region of the flow extended from the pipe wall in which velocity gradient is taking place due to shear stress. That is, d over dy is not 0, tau is not 0. Thickness of the boundary layer is 0 at the entrance. As we see, एंट्रेंस पे थिकनेस इसकी 0 होती है, और जैसे जैसे हम फ्लो की तरफ जाते जा रहे हैं तो थिकनेस इज मैक्सिमम एट दिस सेक्शन वेयर द फुली डेवलप्ड वेलोसिटी प्रोफाइल इज देयर, एंड दैट इज इक्वल टू आर नॉट. तो मैक्सिमम थिकनेस जो है बाउंड्री लेयर की वो आर नॉट के बराबर है रेडियस ऑफ पाइप के. वेयर द फ्रिक्शन इफेक्ट्स हैव fully penetrated and the cross section and velocity variation is taking place across the entire cross section. From entrance up to section AB, laminar flow is establishing, or unestablished flow and velocity profile is developing velocity profile, and beyond this section the flow is fully developed or established flow and velocity profile is fully developed critical velocity profile. Then the central frictionless cone is the central portion of the pipe flow where velocity gradient and shear stress are 0, and its thickness is maximum at the entrance and decreasing along the flow becomes 0 at the section AB. तो जो सेंट्रल की मैग्नेस यहाँ मैक्सिमम है, ये वो पोर्शन है जहाँ वेलोसिटी जो है वो वेलोसिटी ग्रेडियंट 0 है, shear stress 0 है, और यहाँ पे चूँकि पूरे क्रॉस सेक्शन पे वेलोसिटी आ गया है, वेलोसिटी वेरिएशन आ गई है, तो यहाँ 0 हो जाएगी. लास्ट में इसमें है डेवलपिंग लेंथ. डेवलपिंग लेंथ इज द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम पाइप एंट्रेंस टू अ सेक्शन वेयर पैराबोलिक वेलोसिटी प्रोफाइल इज fully consistent or developed and laminar flow is established beyond this section. तो एंट्रेंस से लेके इस सेक्शन तक जो भी लेंथ है पाइप की वो है डेवलपिंग लेंथ, क्योंकि यहाँ पे इस सेक्शन के दौरान इस लेंथ के दौरान जो है फ्लो वो है डेवलपिंग फ्लो है, वेलोसिटी जो है डेवलपिंग प्रोफाइल में है. और भी इस तरह डिफाइन किया जा सकता है. अनदर वे इज टू डिफाइन द L dash is the distance from pipe entrance to a section where thickness of boundary layer is R naught, or it is a distance from entrance of the pipe to the section where thickness of central cone is 0. Analytically and experimentally it is proved that the developing length for laminar flow is in circular pipe is 0.058 d into Rn. Rn is the Reynolds number, d is the dia of pipe, Rn is Vd over nu. So developing length in laminar flow depends on dia of pipe, more dia more length, velocity of pipe, more velocity more length, and viscosity of fluid, more viscosity lesser will be the developing length. And for critical value Reynolds number 2000, its value is approximately 116 times d. So up till now anybody having any question before we move to the numericals? किसी का क्वेश्चन है पूछ लें अब तक. तो इस लेक्चर में हमने जो है रेनॉल्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट को डिस्कस किया है, उसकी बेस पे हमने डिफाइन किया है कि क्रिटिकल वेलोसिटी कौन सी होती है, क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर, ट्रू क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर क्या होता है, हेड लॉस और वेलोसिटी का क्या रिलेशनशिप है पाइपलाइन में, सर्कुलर पाइप्स में, ये हमने डिस्कस किया है. इसी तरह सिमिलरली वी हैव डिस्कस्ड वी हैव डिराइव्ड द shear stress equation, we have derived the equation for velocity in laminar flow, for maximum velocity, for average velocity, for friction factor in laminar flow, and at the end we have discussed that the entrance conditions for laminar flow, and in that we have discussed that when the laminar flow takes place in a pipeline, so at the start it is not the true laminar flow or fully established laminar flow, so some length is required to establish it, and beyond that we have the fully established laminar flow. Yes, any question from this today's lecture up till now? If anybody having, please ask. क्यों मेरे को बता सकता है डेवलपिंग लेंथ क्या होती है? व्हाट इज डेवलपिंग लेंथ? कोई एक डेफिनेशन बताएं इसकी. एनीबडी फ्रॉम द गर्ल्स स्टूडेंट? आप बताएं भी, आप में से किसी ने रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं किया, कोई एक बताए। रोल नंबर 4 आप बताएं भी, इफ यू आर इन द मीटिंग। व्हाट इज डेवलपिंग लेंथ फॉर लैमिनार फ्लो? कोई और बताए अगर रोल नंबर 4 नहीं है। रोल नंबर 2 आप बताएं। सीआर तुम बताओ भाई।
सर वो मैंने अभी डेफिनेशन सुनी नहीं थी तो।
तुम तो दावा कर रहे थे सब कुछ समझ आ गया है, तो ये सिंपल सी डेफिनेशन नहीं पता यार है।
नो सर।
ओके जी, लेट्स मूव टू द न्यूमेरिकल्स। ज़ाहिर है अब आप ही है, पढ़ें या ना पढ़ें, इट्स अप टू यू। सो फ्यू न्यूमेरिकल्स यहाँ इसका सोल्यूशन दिया गया है। कुछ न्यूमेरिकल और भी हैं जो दैट एट द एंड ऑफ दिस टॉपिक नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में मैं एज एन असाइनमेंट दूंगा। ये भी असाइनमेंट का हिस्सा है, वो भी आपने खुद से करने हैं। कुछ इसमें दिए हैं, सिंपल न्यूमेरिकल्स हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल इन 8.1 दीज आर द न्यूमेरिकल एट द एंड ऑफ चैप्टर एक्सरसाइज जो है इसकी उसमें दिए गए हैं। और जो सॉल्व न्यूमेरिकल्स हैं वो भी आपने करने हैं, उससे भी काफ़ी आपको समझ आ जाएगी कैसे न्यूमेरिकल करने हैं। एन ऑयल विद काइनेमेटिक विस्कोसिटी 0.135 स्टोक्स, तो इसकी काइनेमेटिक विस्कोसिटी दे दी गई है 1 स्टोक इज 10⁻⁻4 स्क्वायर मीटर पर सेकेंड। फ्लोज थ्रू अ पाइप ऑफ डायमीटर 15 सेंटीमीटर, तो डाया ऑफ पाइप बता दिया है। बिलो व्हाट वेलोसिटी फ्लो इज लैमिनार, सो वी नीड टू फाइंड द क्रिटिकल वेलोसिटी कोरिस्पॉन्डिंग टू क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर। वी नो दैट, सबसे पहले आप क्रिटिकल, वी नो दैट क्रिटिकल रेनॉल्ड नंबर 2000, R is VC D over nu, VC will be R nu over D. Putting the values you can get VC is 0.18. तो ये आंसर जितने भी हैं आपने खुद से न्यूमेरिकल करने हैं और वहाँ वेरीफाई करने हैं। सो बिलो दिस वेलोसिटी फ्लो विल बी लैमिनार, वेरी सिंपल वन। जस्ट फाइंड द क्रिटिकल वेलोसिटी corresponding to critical Reynolds number, and up to this velocity the flow will be laminar, and above this flow will be turbulent or transition. Numerical 8.8, stream with specific weight 40 Newton per cubic meter flows with a velocity of 30 मीटर पर सेकेंड। इसका जो गैमा है स्टीम का वो है 40 न्यूटन पर क्यूबिक मीटर और इसकी वेलोसिटी है 30 मीटर पर सेकेंड। फैक्टर वाज फाउंड टू बी 6, ये बता दिया आपको। व्हाट इज शेयरिंग स्ट्रेस एट द वॉल, टॉ नॉट निकालना है। अब चूंकि इसमें टॉ नॉट का फॉर्मूला सिंपल ये है जो हमने डिराइव किया था, अंडर रूट टॉ नॉट ओवर रो इज इक्वल टू एफ वी स्क्वायर ओवर 8 अंडर रूट। तो इसको हम लिख सकते हैं टॉ नॉट इज एफ वी स्क्वायर रो एफ वी स्क्वायर ओवर 8 या रो एफ बाई 4 रो वी स्क्वायर ओवर 2। रो इज गैमा ओवर जी, put the value of f, put the value of v, put the put the value of gamma and g, you can get tau naught is 7.34 n न्यूटन पर स्क्वायर मीटर। तो ये भी आंसर आपने चेक कर लेना है। सिंपल आपने फार्मूला पुट किया है और उससे वैल्यूज पुट करके आंसर निकाल लेना। न्यूमेरिकल 8.9 जो है, फाइंड हेड लॉस पर यूनिट लेंथ व्हेन ऑयल ऑफ स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी 0.9, तो आपने एच और एल निकालना है, हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट निकालना है पाइप का। लेंथ ऑफ पाइप जो है 1 मीटर है या पर मीटर लेंथ निकालना है पाइप का। एस ई 0.9 है, विस्कोसिटी 0.00065, ये 68 लिखा है, 65 है, ये आप चेक कर लें। डाया ऑफ पाइप 7.5 सेंटीमीटर है और डिस्चार्ज जो है 0.3 लीटर्स पर सेकेंड। सो 1 लीटर इज 10⁻³ क्यूबिक मीटर, तो डिस्चार्ज इज 0.3 10⁻³ क्यूबिक मीटर पर सेकेंड। तो इसमें दो तरह से इसको किया जा सकता है। एक तरीका ये है कि आप रेनॉल्ड नंबर फाइंड करें, वीडी और न्यू वैल्यूज पुट कर दें तो ये आ जाएगा। पहले चेक कर लें इज द लैमिनार फ्लो, देन वी कैन यूज द फार्मूला ऑफ लैमिनार फ्लो फॉर हेड लॉस। तो हमने डिराइव किया था हैगन-पॉइज़ली इक्वेशन 32 म्यू एल वी ओवर गैमा डी स्क्वायर, इसमें वैल्यूज पुट कर दें तो आपके पास ये आ जाएगा। दूसरा तरीका जो आसान तरीका वो ये है, फाइंड वी क्यू और ए, ये स्टेप उसमें भी कॉमन है पिछले वाले में भी। फाइंड आर एंड वी डी ओवर न्यू, then we know that for laminar flow friction factor is 64 over Rn, and we can use more common formula Darcy-Weisbach equation एच एल ओवर एल इज एफ पी स्क्वायर ओवर 2 GD। तो इसमें वैल्यूज पुट कर दे तो आपके पास आंसर आ जाएगा। तो दोनों तरीकों से किया जा सकता है। So you should do it by this method also and compare the answer. In numerical 8.18 is given that in problem 8.2 what will be the approximate distance from the pipe entrance to the first point where flow is established. तो ये आपने डेवलपिंग लेंथ एल डैश निकालनी है। डाटा आपको दिया गया है न्यूमेरिकल 8.2 में। जो इसकी काइनेमेट्रिक विस्कोसिटी वो दे दी गई है 0.0005 स्क्वायर मीटर पर सेकंड। ये स्क्वायर मीटर पर सेकंड आएगा। डाई 7.5 सेंटीमीटर, वी 3.3 मीटर पर सेकंड। वी नो दैट डेवलपिंग लेंथ इन लैमिनार फ्लो इज 0.05 इसमें वैसे बेहतर ये होता है कि आप पहले लैमिनार फ्लो को चेक कर लें, आरएन निकाल लें लैमिनार, फिर ये फॉर्म लगाएं और ये आंसर इसका है वो भी आपने बाद में चेक करना है। So this is any question please download the slides, download you will be shared with the recording also later for one section वो भी आप